Welcome to Puro Pinche Sports. I'm your host, Jose Garza, and tonight I am joined by the crew, Sugar Cherry Parker, Hater James, and Can't Find Connection Alex.
That's twice in a row, bro.
Two shows in a row.
Jay. That's
Damn it! I'm tired. I told you. Sorry. His name is Jeff.
Okay, but in his defense, we literally were just talking about James at the start of the episode.
Yeah. So. And I like how we call James a hater. I like it. I love it.
But dog, that's 2 weeks in a row that you said hater James when you're talking about Jeff. That's awesome.
It's because I'm so used to saying the flow where James actually is here.
Touche. Yeah, touche.
But I look at Jeff and I'm like, James.
You look at the ugly motherfucker. I mean, you look at Jeff.
Yeah. I'm tired. I told you this. I took like a 3-hour nap before the pod, and that was a huge mistake. But anyways, guys, Jeff, Trey, Alex are all here. Not James, not Marco. What's going on, guys? NBA Finals just wrapped up. Denver Nuggets are new champions. Denver in 5, not Alex in 3. He's dead in the water. That's why he has no connection. He doesn't want y'all to see his miserable face right now at seeing that the Miami Heat failed him like he expected. But anyways, guys, how are we feeling about the finals overall? Was it great finals? Was it good finals? Where do y'all have it?
I'll go. I don't know what that noise is, but yeah, I like the finals. I thought the first couple of games were highly competitive. Is everything good?
James is here in his own way.
Yeah, you can't see the comments. He said, "What's up, fam?"
Oh, okay, cool. I thought it was a good finals. Denver was the favored team, right? They were bigger, and it definitely played out, right? Like, man, they're not even that. I mean, they're a decent defensive team, but they looked solid defensively against Miami, and I think the side just played a big difference. Aaron Gordon plays a good D. Porter, even though he was off the whole series until that last game, man, if Porter just played a little a show of himself, they would have swept. He couldn't make a bucket those first 4 games. It was a good game. The Heat were running hot. They got hot in that second game, and then other than that, they shot horribly. I think Strus was shooting at 20%. Gabe Vincent disappeared, but I think that had to do with the caliber of the team that Denver was.
Well, he also got into foul trouble too. That tremendously hurt him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who's that?
Vincent.
Vincent. Yeah.
Remember, he got into foul trouble super early, both of the last 2 games, I think.
Yeah, and that's why. I guess that's why you didn't even see him out there, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it just Denver were too big. Jokic, you couldn't stop him. No one could stop him. And then they let Bam they gave Bam room to do his thing, and that was kind of like their game plan. Let Bam beat you. And Bam did play good, but not good enough. And Jimmy, he was slowed down. I think they concentrated on slowing down Jimmy, and Jimmy just didn't have the team around him to do anything, right? When Strus is shooting 20%, when no one can hit a bucket, of course that clamps down on your offense, and they couldn't get nothing going. And it was just a shitty situation, Denver was just obviously the better team. I felt like they didn't even play that great in games 1 or 5. That game last night was a little tough watch. But they were it was like they were the better team. They could beat you, not even giving the hardest. When they did come out their hardest after losing game 2 and game 3, they dominated, and they showed that they were the better team.
Yeah, for sure. I would. The only thing I would say, and I know there's going to be clap back on everything, like how you said that you don't think the rest of the guys showed up for the Heat and stuff like that. Obviously, that is the case. We've definitely seen the shooting percentage and stuff like that definitely low, but at the same time, you need your superstars, the guys that we are elevating, your all-stars, to be the man or the men in this case, like Bam and Jimmy. Like they're the top 2 guys on the team. They led the team to this position, right? Like at the end of the day, like we also need them to step up, even if the other guys don't. Like 8 points in the first 3 quarters for Jimmy buckets, that's not going to win. That's not going to save you from getting eliminated. So,
for sure.
I mean, regardless of how good he looked in that 2-minute spurt, hitting 2 threes, kicking Aaron Gordon the groin, and getting to a 3-point foul line. That's not enough, because you need that guy to go back to what he was doing all playoff series. 40-point games and shit like that. And he was never in this series against the Nuggets. He was never Jimmy buckets. He was just Jimmy Butler.
Well, and I think that goes to show what Jeff said is, man, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of questionable about that dude, but Gordon went off on D, bro. He was holding it down, which obviously elevated his offensive game, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Even this last game, dude, they couldn't stop him. The pick and rolls and the swaps with the little people, that nobody could stop him, dude. So I think that definitely played a role in Jimmy kind of slowing down because he's athletic, bro. Gordon is super athletic, super powerful, and he's kind of just, as everybody's known him, a freak, right? Ever since the dunk contest and all that. I said in the thread, man, I knew it was going to be, or at least assumed it was going to be Denver in 5. I wanted it to go longer, but yeah, the Heat could not keep up, bro. They couldn't, unfortunately. Even though I agreed too, Jeff said it perfectly. Bam did ball out, bro. Bam played a lot better than I actually expected him to. But let's not discredit the Heat though. The Heat had a great run. They did something that nobody thought they would ever do, So it was pretty cool to see that happen. We should have been a little bit better series.
So I'll ask this. Whoa, trying to get this used to. Let me ask this because I know you just said no one expected them to. Is that our fault because we did, or is it their fault because they were like bottom 6 and everything going into the playoffs, and then they lose in that first playing game against the Hawks? I still think it was like, wow, they shouldn't have lost that one, but even despite what they did afterwards, or is that on us because you got to remember the last 3 seasons in the bubble, they made the finals, right? And no matter how you feel about the bubble, that they still made the finals. But next year they get swept, I think by the Bucks. The following year they make it all the way to the conference finals, and they're one Jimmy Butler shot away, a 3-point shot from being in the finals again. So arguably they could have been in the finals 3 times in the last 4 years. So is that on us that we had low expectations on them, or is that on just them and what they have surrounded in the roster?
I think it's a little bit of both, personally. I think it is on us because everybody kept doubting them, right? And when you shouldn't doubt them. But the reason I say it's on them is because, yes, if you think about it, bro, after Bam and Jimmy, they literally had nobody that could have really done anything in theory-wise, right? Like Jeff said, they had, Strus, who's a low-end guy, Vincent, who's a low-end guy, Martin, who wasn't even on a team until he was looked at again, Duncan Robinson, who's been in a slump, massive slump. They have all these guys, and now I think that's the biggest thing. And like James just said, they ran out. MIA ran out of gas, but I think it's also because Denver had so much potential in their freaking lineup, dude. It was stupid. Brown played, man, balls out, dude. Jeff Green did really well, so that was impressive. Porter, of course, again, Porter had that slump, but he still held it down. So I think it's a little bit of both. I'm leaning more towards the depth of Denver being the cause of it all, and Miami's lack of depth. That's my main thing.
Alex, how you feeling about the finals, man? Obviously, you picked Miami. You wanted to ride high. Jimmy Butler used to be a Bulls, and your sister, the family was all behind them. So, how are you feeling about this loss, man?
Okay.
I'm feeling great. Thank you for asking, Jose.
I feel like people that didn't really watch the series and just seen the 4-1 didn't really I don't know, all those games are pretty close besides one of them. So they made Denver.
Game 1 was a blowout in my opinion. Everything else was pretty close, from what I remember.
Well, I mean, they still came back. I think they were 10 or 8 point.
But that was still a 20 plus lead the whole time.
Over.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that I mean, I feel like the Heat gave them all that they could handle. Some people say that there wasn't a good basketball because it was low scoring, but y'all also got to understand that Miami's always been a defensive team, never been a really high scoring team. So they actually played Denver really good. It's just that, like you guys said, Denver just had too much firepower.
Yeah,
Miami didn't have enough scoring on their bench, and not having Tyler Hero or even Victor Oladipo kind of messed them up. One guy that really surprised you was Kyle Lowry, actually.
Dude, I thought he was gonna hit that 3-2 at the end of this last game. I was like, oh shit, because I'd have made it interesting. But,
Yeah, well, I wanted to answer Jose's question too. My bad, Jose. About the Heat, it was kind of answered, but not really. Yeah, like how they were the 8th seed, right? They lost to Atlanta during the season. No one really thought they were special, but they were injured a lot this season. Jimmy's always like off and on, right? He plays and then he sits. And then Kyle Lowry, right? They had got Kyle Lowry, I think last year, but this year he sat a lot. He didn't play that much this year. Right. And they kind of just grinded the season, and a lot of people just didn't even care about them. There's one guy, his name's Mike Schur, the co-creator of The Office, who was worried about the Heat the whole season. He's a big Boston fan. And his analysis was that like they grind away games, they get to the free throw line, and they play really good defense. And one thing that surprised me about this finals was how low scoring it was. I mean, all these games nowadays are in the 120s, the 110s, and this was like, I was like, what are we watching here? Like last night, right?
Game 5 that ends under 95.
I told Christy the exact same thing last night. We were sitting in, and it was like the end of the third, and it was like 75 something. Mm-hmm. I was like, dude, it's a weird fucking game, bro. And she goes, wow, it's pretty high scoring. I said, hell no, people are scoring 120s, 130s now. This is
bro. I don't know if I told you or I just tweeted. I remember I tweeted. I was like, bro, this is 1999's NBA.
Yeah, I remember you said that. Like, that's crazy, dude.
That's how it just felt. It just lack of 3 points, the grinding on the defense, the grinding to the bucket. Like mid-range game was like really big, and then at the end, the 3-point game started really happening. I was like, bro, 1999, bro. Like in the exact same thing. The 8th seed fights as hard as it can, but number one is just two stats.
Yeah, like, I didn't see that you compared it to 99. Go ahead.
Like everybody was getting kind of mad because it wasn't high scoring, but I don't know if you guys remember games. Well, not us, but like people in general. But nobody really talked about when Kobe and the Lakers played against the Celtics in Game 7. It was like 58-60 going into the fourth. I kind of missed those games because
I agree.
Low key, I knew it's just a shootout, and it's kind of. I mean, it's fun to watch to an extent, but it's just sometimes it's like, dude, get a stop. Everybody's just going down, shooting up three, going down, shooting up three, going down, shooting up three. It's like,
fuck you, Steph. Now,
at some point, it's like, damn, bro. It's kind of, you know what it makes me think of, honestly, is like the NFL and NBA, like their Pro Bowl and all that other shit, where it's like. Nobody's really trying, bro. You just go down there and you fucking alley-oops and threes and then like all that shit. It's kind of like, whatever. I don't really care that much.
That's why, and I know it's gonna like, shut up, we'll say Spurs won't end this, but like this is why Pop regurgitates fucking defense to the core. Like, bro, like sometimes you're gonna get in fights like this. Like it's not always gonna your shots are not always gonna hit. You gotta get into the shots. This is the kind of thing where Boston had stopped shooting the fucking three. Jaylen Brown, I'm talking to you, dumb son of a bitch. If they had stopped shooting that three,
San Antonio.
Oh well, we don't have 3-point shooters here. Keldon Johnson's our best one, but but anyways, like if let's say go back to the Celtics, if they had done that instead of like playing the mid-range game, slashing to the bucket, forcing some free throws, if they had done that, they could have turned it around against Miami. Yeah. But they decided to be stupid, and what cost them to go down 0-3. So that's how they played, Game 7. Yep. And they could have won that despite Jason Tatum going down, but whatever. But anyways, we're talking about the finals. We're talking about the Denver Nuggets. We need to talk a little more about them because I feel like, in a way, we kind of like gave love right now to Miami Heat, like what they got here. But let's talk about the Denver Nuggets, man. Jamal Murray.
Dog.
Basically 2 years, a year and a half, however you want to say it. The man went down. Those two seasons, Nikola Jokic, sprouted. He became MVP, became one of the best players of all time, entered Alex's top 10 centers all time. And now with Jamal Murray just came in there and said, I was your missing piece, guys. And then they got Bruce Brown. They got Jeff Green. They made things happen. They traded for Aaron Gordon.
Kid, bro. What's his name? Christian Brown.
Yeah.
Christian Brown.
No, he did good, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like
for the games that Michael Porter Jr. just wasn't clicking.
His potential, bro, is impressive because he actually did very well defensively and offensively.
Yeah, his name's gonna be called when Bruce Brown leaves the Nuggets after this season. Spurs pick him up. But like. This was a fucking unit, man. Like all around from like 1 to like 8, because I think they only did like an 8-man rotation for the most part.
But they were solid, dude, all around.
They never quit. They fought. Dude, game 4 when with 9.5 minutes left, Joker goes down because of 5 fouls, and they gotta sit him. They restrain Butler to 2 points. They fucking keep the momentum alive, and nothing changes for them. It's like even with Joker out, this team was so motivated to be like, you know what, fuck this shit, let's go. Jamal Murray, bro, talented as fuck, and it was rightfully debated whether he or Joker should be fighting for Finals MVP. But at the end, Joker's just that guy.
Dominant, bro. He's too dominant.
Yeah. So
dude, shout out to number 2, 47 years in the league, and it's their first championship, dog. That's
bro,
awesome.
They joined the Spurs in a special club. They are now the second ABA franchise to become NBA champions.
And then Joker, he was number 1 in points, rebounds, and assists. The first ever to do that. That's fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, playoff leader, right?
Stupid, bro.
I'd rather see Murray get the MVP because of how Joker didn't really care.
Dog, he didn't give a shit. Have y'all seen all the interviews?
Dude, that's all I posted on the story.
He said, I have to go to the parade. I can't go home.
He saw the champagne.
He was like,
what the hell?
He was just drinking. It's like
the only emotions I saw that was worth them winning was him dunking Murray in the pool. That was it. That was the only emotion I saw from him. There was a meme that has a cartoon like stick figure standing off to the side with a drink, and there's people celebrating, and it's him just standing with his little Michelob.
It looked just like him. Yeah, I had seen that meme before, and it looked just like
him. When they took the group photo of being champions, and he's in the way back corner with his water, and everyone's like on him, like, I don't get. He's like, I'm happy, but I'm
the MVP trophy on the table too. Like, come on, dog.
But at the same time, it's like, that's who he is. Like,
yes,
I'm not
mad at it. It's funny to me.
I know Alex said he wished Jamal Murray had taken it, but at the same time, like, this is Joker. This is who he is. This is like, and Katie said in a tweet, like, best is like he just wants to show up, play, work, whatever, and then go home and play with his horses. That's legit. I mean, fucking
much, yeah.
He has to fly back to Serbia or wherever on Friday so he can go watch his horses on Sunday. But this is our champion. Hey, Tim Duncan didn't bounce off the walls with excitement.
That's true, technically, yeah.
So
yeah, a lot of people are hating Joker because he's so boring and stuff. But a lot of people still say like, "Oh, how come you guys didn't show that hate for Tim Duncan?" He was the same way too. He was, low key guy.
Well, to be fair, Twitter wasn't around during Tim Duncan's time. So,
but what's ironic is a lot of people actually did hate Duncan because he was boring, just like the Spurs were.
They were like, we don't want them on the finals because low ratings and nobody watches when the Spurs are in the finals. Okay. Yeah. But it's the most crisp, fucking basketball ever.
Yeah.
When the Spurs were on there, and now Denver Nuggets replicating that kind of shit because they saw how it worked. They're doing it themselves in their own way. So. Any takes y'all got for the Nuggets or the Heat or anything with the finals?
Yeah, the last thing about Murray, kudos to Murray, because he is a very, very good basketball player. Like you were talking about the bubble, the same Final Four, right, was this year as the same as the bubble, and it kind of gave credit to that bubble team. So everybody was kind of like a lockout year, like an excuse year or something, when it wasn't true, right? It was just like some pure basketball played in that bubble. But yeah, the thing about Murray is he could be a little bit more selfish or have more of a little bit more ego and try to shoot more and get his points up. But he wasn't even thinking about that. I think he averaged over 10 assists a game for him. Like there was betting that 10 assists and all the overs were hitting with him. He was just facilitating and he could be a shooting guard, right? He could shoot lights out and he would pick his spots and stuff and he could have had a lot more points. But he would try to get his team involved and it was just crazy to see him not have any kind of ego in that and not a lot of players could do that, and then that was like y'all said, it was very similar to the Spurs and it was like they all just cared about the team and they played like a team and that's the best basketball,
So my only argument or not argument, my only question for y'all is a lot of people are stating that the Nuggets had it easy.
No.
Do you think that they did? The reason, hold on, let me explain, I guess. The reason they said that is they played the number 8 Timberwolves, the number 4 Suns, the number 7 Lakers, and the number 8 Heat.
Here, I got your response. they earned the right to play the number 8 team in the first round, right? They were the best team in the West. They earned that. So that's hands down whatever.
Yeah.
The number 4 team, yeah, no shit. It's either number 4 or number 5 next. That's either one. Like that's supposed to happen. And if they end up getting stuck with the number 7 Lakers, like, oh well, they beat
I'm just asking.
No, that's not to you. It's like to them. They beat the champion Warriors. They beat the number 2 seed, John Morant machine guns. They beat those guys, and they got to this spot. At the end of the day, bro, the road to get to the finals means nothing unless you win the finals, right?
Yeah.
We always said it for the longest time. LeBron James' journey in the East was so easy. That's why he made 10 NBA finals all the time. The East is weak or whatever, Jeff feels like that. The East is still the weakest at its core. But that's always been a narrative, right? Like James only made it 10 times because the East was so weak. But you see how hard it is to win the finals.
Yep.
Right? Because if you can get to the finals, great. But it's hard to win it because now you have to face the best possible outcome on the other side.
Yeah, for sure.
And the Heat were the best in the East. They earned it, bro. They beat the number 1 Bucks. They beat the Knicks. Like I said, 4 and 5 is in the middle. Like they have to play them, and then they go on and beat the Celtics. Like Celtics and the Bucks in that order were the rankings for a lot of people's 2 teams coming out of the East, and beat them both. Like despite Giannis getting hurt or Tatum getting hurt, shit like that. Like they got the job done. They got to that spot. And that's the thing. Like if you want to not say, oh, they had it easy. Like give it 2, 3, 5 years. Be like, oh yeah, Joker didn't even earn that title. They beat the number 8, the 8 seed in the East. Shut the fuck up. Do you not know the journey to how they got there? Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. So that's my response to those people that like to yap and don't know shit about the game.
Yeah, you can't pick who you play, right? You can't pick who you play. Exactly. And that Lakers team, I thought, they were a 7 seed, but kind of like Miami, they were clicking at the right time, and I thought that could have been like the championship right there, right? Yep. The Nuggets and Lakers, and
that Lakers series, they won like a margin of average of 4 or 5 points. Like it wasn't like that Lakers series was a sweep, but it was hard sweep.
Yeah,
it was competitive.
Like the same narrative could be with the Spurs too, because a lot of people don't think like the time they beat the Cavaliers and the time they beat New York, it's still hard, man. No matter where you put it, like the Cavaliers that year, the 07 team, yes, it was just LeBron. He could carry that team, but they earned the right to be there. New York, the number 8 seed, they earned the right to be there. So like, it's not their fault. It's not the Spurs' fault that they got there. They play who's in front of them.
And if you want to question, at the end, like you were bringing up the Spurs, like, okay, well, there's 4 other final appearances they made. They fucking fought the Miami Heat twice. One series they dominated. The other one was like neck and neck as fuck. And then you got the one with the Bad Boy Pistons too. That one went to 7. That was a hard fought battle. And so those are just like, I gotta regurgitate that, man. Like they fucking earned the shit, and they proved that this is why they're champions. And so I think the Nuggets, I don't know if they're gonna go on to win more, become a dynasty or whatever. It's too early to say, but like, bro, like they can, if they did it once, there's no reason why they can't do it again. It's just I don't know if they'll be like the Spurs and get 5 titles, in 15 years. Like if they do, that's great. Like fuck it. I hope Wemby and the rest of the Spurs stop them. But if they don't, fuck it. They earned that shit. Like their journey is. You want to talk about the easiest fucking path to the finals or easiest fucking shit? I mean, this is why Trey brings it up. It's like sometimes it's a bubble because not everybody was in the perfect spot. Not everybody was there. Shit like that. Like that's why he. I think Trey, you can defend it. That's why you feel like the bubble was so easy because not everybody was there mentally, physically, all that, etc. So like that's probably the closest thing to the easiest. But other than that, everyone's fighting whoever's in front of them.
Now, like with that being said, I think you can argue, and we've had this discussion before on text, in person, podcasts. You can argue for several championships. Oh, this happened because of this, right? The only reason that I'm not knocking the people that played in the bubble and the people that won. I think it's the Lakers, right? I'm just saying, for me, that was my least favorite, like playoffs championship. Because it wasn't the same. And yes, some people play better under pressure, like not having fans, and some people play the opposite, right? They play worse without fans.
Who was that guy that was averaging like 40 points in the bubble?
I don't even
It
remember.
was Murray and Mitchell from Utah. And he's a Cavs now. Spider.
Yeah.
Them two. Though that series was like Utah against Denver was amazing to watch.
So that's
like,
why for me, it's like the bubble was like, whatever. Like
Bubble Dame was a thing.
Were the reason that I was in a bubble. I totally get it. I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking the guys. It's just for me, that's the bubble is the bubble. It is.
That's what I'm saying. That's the closest thing to it. Like other than that, like if you want to say, oh well, Jimmy Butler was alone, he had no one else. I'm like, dude, we've had plenty of finals where we've had one guy like almost will his team like, and Bron in 07, AI in 01. Who was I thinking about recently? Just not that long ago. I mean, honestly, no, I don't want to give Kawhi that much credit because it was actually really good.
Toronto, he didn't really. He had people to an extent, but he didn't have big names, bro. And he got thrown into the mix because some people say, "Oh, within the year they'll be great." Like,
and they played a really injured Golden State team, but I mean, they did play solid. Kyle Lowry played solid. What's his name? Drake played solid. Van Fleet, Siakam was playing good for like a 3-year stretch.
Fucking mine though. Fred Van Fleet played out.
They had Danny Green was going off. They had a team, but if Golden State was healthy, I don't think they beat them.
Yeah. And honestly, and again, that goes back to the same concept as the bubble, right? It's like, okay, what ifs, and we can play what ifs all fucking night, but at the same time, it's like, really, dude. But I mean, again, I'm not gonna knock the Heat. They had a great run. They had a great series. Like Alex said, they were all really close games except for like one of them. So I still praise the Heat, but man, Denver was just too stacked, bro. Too stacked.
The 2023 NBA champions, guys. Denver Nuggets fucking earned it.
That's on them, bro.
So congratulations to them. We got shit to talk about, guys. We got some football to go back to. Obviously, last week, if y'all were watching the live or watching on demand, we ranked our 32 quarterbacks. Very controversial. Already started on the TikTok videos where I put it up today. Alex's top 10 and already got people going. So go ahead and check out episode 135. That's going to be a lot of fun for the future series. Right now, we're talking about NFL. We're going to go into Alex's top 10 cornerbacks for the 2023 season. This can be very controversial, however you feel about guys. He's already shown me the list, obviously, because you wanted some slideshow on this to make it really look clean as hell. And then Jeff, after that, will be giving us his top 10 overrated list. That one, I don't know
I'm so excited for that one.
But I'm very excited.
Like, no, for Alex, I'm excited for his. But I'm so excited for this overrated because I want to see what this dude has to say, bro. I'm so excited for this.
You can change your name to Hater James after that, Jeff.
Dog,
his name is Jeff. No, it's Hater James. You can find him at
no.
Jeff
actually goes on Instagram and changes his name.
I like that. Hater James.
Alex, are you prepared?
Yes. Just read off the names, or like whenever you slide it, just slide and read off the name and see if anybody has any
criticism
about it. And then
all right. I saw your, like I said, I saw your list, so there definitely might be some controversy. I kind of wish James and Marco were here because they'd always have a lot of fun with it, but it is what it is. Hopefully they'll be back on next week for our running backs list, but we'll check it out now. So last thing y'all saw was Patrick Mahomes at number 1. Yippee-ki-yay for Marco and all the Chiefs fandom. But now, number 10, Alex's top 10 cornerbacks. Here we go.
James said, I'm listening.
Number 10, Marshawn Lattimore. And yes, you are, James. You are listening. All right, Alex. You got anybody want to debate Alex on Marshawn Lattimore hitting number 10? No?
I think Lattimore is a beast, dude. Like, even though with that shitty ass Saints team, he's like one of the like stars of that defense.
Yeah.
Even though they got Cameron Jordan, well, man, he could lock anybody up.
I think that's the biggest thing that hurts him when you think about top 10 corners or whatever is his team.
Yes.
But you like this is individual, you know what I mean? Like
this man literally goes into physical war with Mike Evans every fucking time.
Yeah. So like that's the only reason. But if you're thinking individual, I don't mind it at all.
All right, Alex. James approves. James
James
approves.
Hater James actually.
So that's one
Let's-
for humble
let's-
James.
Let's see if he approves the next one.
Humble James, Hater James is like the freaking angel devil on your shoulders.
Let me see if James approves the next one.
Number 9, Trayvon Diggs. Some might say that's really low, Alex.
Yeah.
Look, Diggs gets a lot of picks, but he does struggle sometimes. And
He gets burnt.
Yes, but I tell you this: he's always at the right place at the at the right time. Whenever he does get those picks, no. But I mean, I think it's pretty fair for him because the amount of times that he gets lost in zone, is.
I'm really curious to see who you have above him then, though, because I would have had him just a little. You say Dak?
That is 2
Oh, I
for
said
humble.
Dak.
That's 2 for humble James.
Okay.
So he approves. All right. He says takes a lot of chances. That's absolutely true. Diggs might get a lot of picks, but he does gamble a lot.
Yeah.
So that's a huge
There he
thing
goes.
to consider. So at number 8, Jalen fucking Ramsey. Now, Alex, I did want to say, bro, that might be low for who he is, but I think it's appropriate for where he is at right now in his career.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes, over the past couple of years, he's been struggling to. I think whenever he was with the Rams, the last year, bro, he got burnt by Darnell Mooney on a double move, and that's not like Jalen Ramsey. He's a guy
Jamar
that
Chase would have won them the game. It fucking had like a millisecond more.
Yeah, man,
Jalen
I'm
Ramsey
telling you,
on the
he's-
I
ground.
agree. I think after they got the ring, he stopped caring.
Oh, here we go. We got 2 humble James, and we got 1 hater James. Ooh, too low for him. Go ahead, Alex. Keep going. Sorry.
Well, like I said, I think the change of scenery with Miami is gonna help him a lot. But a lot of people have him freaking 1 or 2. I don't agree with that. That's way too high. I think this is perfect. He is. His play hasn't been there since what he had in the past. He could easily be top 5 after this year. But who knows?
Yeah.
That Miami defense needs to improve a lot. They got Chubb, but Chubb didn't really do much. So let's see what the Miami defense could do this year.
Well, it's definitely going to be a tough test with the very difficult Aaron Rodgers, the very difficult Josh Allen, and the very intimidating gritty of Mac Jones. So we'll see how he does this season. All right. At number 7, AJ Terrell.
Now, this is the guy that nobody
Very underrated.
Yes. Nobody really talks about this guy, man. He's one of my favorite young NFL cornerbacks that's coming into the league. So I have high expectations this year, especially with the AFC South. It's up for grabs, and they could probably be the best defense, maybe in the AFC on the NFC South.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think AJ Terrell's fucking fantastic, and I'm not trying to be negative to a fucking Atlanta, but when he leaves and he goes to a real contender, my God, man, you got yourself. Pay this man. Pay this fucking man, because he's just that talented, bro. Like Alex, you said it, man. He can shut you down, but he doesn't get the recognition because he plays for Atlanta. And he's on the field way too fucking much because Atlanta's offense can't stay on the fucking field.
It's kind of like the Lattimore with the Saints, right? You kind of judge him on the team to an extent.
Alex loves this pick. He says he's a baller, so that's
James.
3 for humble James.
Humble James.
All right. Número 6. Darius Slay.
Ooh.
This one might be a little controversial, where some people might have him a little higher than this. Alex, explain.
So what helped Darius Slay get a lot of picks was the pass rush of the Philadelphia Eagles, where he got a lot of picks because of his defensive line. Again, sometimes he struggled. I think Justin Jefferson, burned him a couple of times this year. He is one of the a player that I feel like he could fall because
You say Jefferson? No. He shut him down.
Justin Jefferson. Oh, one of the plays he burned him.
Oh, one of the plays. Okay. I was like,
So like
the game was a shutdown for the Eagles for the win. But okay. Go on, continue. Sorry.
so like the Eagles have high expectations this year. A lot of people have high expectations this year, and I think it could hurt them because a lot of people want to see Darius Slay ball out, and I don't think it's going to work in his favor. But I think this is a pretty good spot for him. Like I said, the defensive line did a lot of the work for that secondary. It helped out a lot.
Anyone has any objections to that? And yeah, I think he should be higher. He's obviously was just in the Super Bowl just not that long ago.
His team was in the Super Bowl.
I'm just saying, but he was also part of it too. He was a what, Pro Bowler?
No, honestly, this list it's not bad so far.
So like I think he got fooled too on 2 back-to-back plays against Kansas City in the championship.
Are you talking about where there was no coverage?
Touchdowns or whatever?
The no coverage touchdowns?
Still can't believe that shit actually happened.
James approves. He says controversial. He's great, but his play is worthy of this spot. So I think that's 4 for Humble James. We're not really saying the hater James. I mean, I guess he really gave it up to Jeff.
Bro, he was definitely the hater.
All right. At number 5, the Cowboys' true cornerback 1, Stephon Gilmore.
I've been a big fan of this guy, man. It doesn't matter how old he is, he still balls.
He's cold.
Some say that may be a little bit too high for him, but I have a lot high expectations for Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore. So
if Trayvon plays like Trayvon should play and has Gilmore on the opposite side, that's a scary 1-2 punch.
Jeff, how do you feel? Do you feel like Gilmore should be on that top spot over Diggs?
I mean, so yeah, Diggs. I think Diggs, he does get the picks, right? But he does get burnt a lot. Like even his rookie season where he broke the picks record for a rookie, they were saying his matrix weren't that high besides the picks, right? He gets burnt a lot. Gilmore, I do love him, but he is on the old side, so I would probably have him a little, I don't know, higher, lower, whatever. But Gilmore is, he's solid, but he is on the old side. Like when we got him, I was like, oh, we got him, but like, he's older, right? So I wasn't too excited.
Don't disrespect my defensive player of the year for the Pats.
Hold on, but I think it's actually a good move because if you do have a young Diggs up and coming and how great he actually is and his potential, why not bring in an old stud like this who still has the game and keep the young blood?
I think the one thing too, Gilmore will keep him he'll hold him.
That's what I'm saying. He'll keep him in check. That's what I think it's a great move by Dallas for real.
I think it's a great move for Gilmore too because he gets to play with a really talented
he gets to rejuvenate with another team.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree.
What was he last with? The Panthers? Oh, I'm so sorry, bro. But before that, he was with the Patriots, and he obviously got the one ring with them. But I think he will keep Diggs in check. Hold him accountable. It's like, look, I'm this old ass man. Yes, I'm the defensive player of the year once upon a time, but I'm old and I'm keeping these guys at low numbers. You should be doing that too.
Yep.
Humble James approves of this, giving it now a total of 5-1. And then he tells Trey,
I don't know what this is. What is James's squares?
Oh, they're hearts. Sorry, you couldn't see.
We can't see nothing.
They're hearts.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know what they were either.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're not showing on your end? Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I was like, I thought they were hearts. I was like, are those hearts?
I only speak truths, bro. They may be some outlandish ones, but I speak truths.
Not last year when you put Lombard 21.
Look at the numbers, gosh damn it. Look at the numbers.
Number 4, Tre'Davious White.
A solid.
Very solid pick, Alex. Very solid pick. Obviously, he's coming off injury. I think was it back-to-back seasons? Like he was kind of hurt most part, but or he was more in recovery last year. But yeah, I like the pick. I would say maybe for me, I probably have him just a little lower. But obviously he's their best corner.
I think a lot of people too don't really see it. They struggle whenever he's not not in the lineup.
Yeah,
and he can shut down one side of the field. So that helps out tremendously. I think he's underrated too. A lot of people don't really talk about him that much.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, when you have a high power offense, you kind of forget about the defense sometimes, and vice versa. So,
didn't agree there. So, all right, no controversy here. Looks like it looks all good there. Right?
So far, I'm actually impressed with this list.
We haven't gotten anywhere.
Top 3 though. That's what I'm curious about.
Humble James, you got a yay or nay on this one? He's like high due to injury, but prior to this, he was that dude. Yeah, that's absolutely right. And I think that's the only reason I think he should be a little lower, Alex, is just because he is coming off of injury, and obviously, now, and he's also playing in Buffalo, cold weather, injury.
Yeah,
you know that's really tough, and especially like later in the season, that's going to be like really rough on him. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna knock that as a hater, James. You know, so I'll just make it competitive. So that's 5-2. Top 3. Yair Alexander. Woo! You know, Alex, I know you've seen him a lot. I'm not going to pull the marker. Well, you just mentioned Trubisky. I'm going to say this. Like, I think it's a little high because he's just coming off one of those seasons where he wasn't the great Yair, right? He wasn't at his best. At his best, he could beat the top 3, but I feel like he's not been playing to his level of expectations, at least at like the last season or 2. I mean, y'all can agree or disagree on how you feel about that.
I think he didn't have one of the best years, but he still put up some numbers. I mean, he still had some numbers against one of the best receivers, but I still feel solid with this guy, man. He's another guy like that could shut down the whole side. Green Bay was actually supposed to be one of the top 10 defenses this year. They struggled bad because the linebackers couldn't cover nobody and they couldn't get to the quarterback, which didn't help Jai at all because he had a cover for a very long time.
So this proves my point. I know what his 2-1 are now. I know it.
So, Alex, let me ask you this because obviously it's your division rivals and stuff like that. But are you putting him at 3 really because he shut down Justin Jefferson in the second matchup, and we know how you feel about Justin Jefferson overall being like a top 2, top 3 wide receiver?
Well, I mean, I'm not really high on Justin Jefferson just yet, but Jai, I like Jai's game.
All right.
Even though he plays for one of my rivals, I hate Green Bay, but I still gotta respect his game.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Number 2, Sauce Gardner.
Oh, okay, I was expecting him to be number 1.
So, okay, this
Does this answer my question?
So this has to do a lot with the help of the defensive line from the Jets. So, I mean, Sauce really did shut down a lot of guys, but he didn't have to cover a lot. He didn't have to cover for – I know why Trey's happy.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't have to cover for a very long time because he had a lot of help on the defensive line. They were getting to the quarterback with only a 4-man pass rush, which means the other guys were on pass coverage. So it helped out a lot. The Jets defense benefited big time, especially their secondary with just a 4-man pass rush.
Well, and then on top of that, now their offense is starting to get loaded compared to what they were. So that's going to help them again.
Yeah, they don't have to be on the
field. I'm really excited for them this year. I really hope if they can keep the same potential they had last year and what they've done, now that they are going to have more rest. Whew.
Alex, what do you say to the people that are going to knock that Sauce in this after just 1 year is already in the top 2?
Oh, what do you mean?
Just saying.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, I'm saying, like, you know, he's just coming off a rookie year, and year 2, you're like you and other people are putting him in the top 2. Like, you're putting him at 2, but a lot of people putting him at 1 as the best corner. Like, it does not. The question would be: is that not too high for a guy coming off compared to the guys that you just listed before him? That's what I'm asking.
No, because has any of the other guys on the top 10 on this top 10 list ever had a rookie year like that? And then mind you, the Jets weren't supposed to be anybody. But I mean, I did say the Jets were going to be competitive this year, but not a lot of people didn't have them competitive this year at all. And for Sauce to come into New York, a big marketing, place, and to have a season that he had, I mean, granted, he did get a lot of help from the 4 guys that pass rush.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think 2 is a far stretch for him at all.
Bro, you're talking about he went to New York and did some magic, bro. Look at that picture. He went to Green Bay, took your hat and your quarterback.
Yep. I know shit right, for real. What if that
No.
was the thing that Aaron Rodgers was like, bro, I need to go to New York?
Now
Garrett
having him
Wilson, Devontae, Jordy, that's Garrett Wilson.
now having him at 1 is a little disrespectful to the guy at 1 though, because I don't think there's a guy like that in the league right now.
All right, guys, that's all we have for top 10 cornerbacks.
Y'all getting in that shit right here because I know what number 1 is.
Patrick
that motherfucker
Surtain,
cold.
2. Yep.
Because that motherfucker cold. Because he cold.
Trey, you hype him up real quick before Alex.
Bro, okay. Not only is this dude fucking legacy from his dad, this kid came in, same concept as Sauce Gardner, bro. Came in his rookie year and shut people down. End of story.
Shut it down.
And then has held it down since then. That kid is fucking good, dude. And I pray to God he stays healthy because his potential this year is, oh God, I don't want to repeat of last year.
Mid-season breaking news. The
No.
Broncos trade Patrick Surtain.
Yeah,
too.
right, bro. Fuck that. That defense is too fucking nice, bro. No. It's just, man, go ahead, Alex, because I could talk about this kid all fucking day.
So like Trey has said, he came into the league with a big boom. I guess a lot of people didn't have him high his rookie year because, like I said, Sauce had a great rookie year, but he played in New York. Patrick Surtain played in Denver, so a lot of people didn't really get to see what he did. Man, this guy right here, man, I think he's gonna be number 1 for a while. I think Sauce is gonna have to wait for a little bit because this guy is physical. He could play zone. He could play man. He could play off coverage. Man, he could do whatever.
Damn near do whatever, yeah. He's so smart though, bro. So
he
smart.
is.
Like
And then
that
I
one
said
play in
too,
his rookie year, bro. I don't remember what it was, but they were running down the sideline and he bounced him out of bounds and then turned around and just picked it. It was so beautifully played, dude. It made me think of like Champ, like the way Champ used to play. I want to say it was his rookie year, but I can't remember who they were playing.
I'm trying to remember too back.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
On the sideline. Oh, dude, it was beautiful.
It was clean. He rotated so quick. It was just like,
Dude,
oh,
it was
fucking
beautiful.
shit.
I'm gonna look for a second.
I'll say this, man. I can't wait till he's a Patriot. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
He would fit perfect alongside Christian Gonzalez.
no, that's another guy that Christian Gonzalez might end up being a top 10. Yeah, by the end of next year. He's
That's
another
crazy.
guy that.
So let me ask you this: outside of rookies, is there who was your honorable mention at cornerbacks? Like that was kind of like at 11 that you kind of just like debated, like, you know what? Nah, man, I gotta keep him out to 10.
Just James Blackberry or Black.
Oh, okay, Bradbury, yeah.
He's another guy too that kind of benefited from the Eagles' like crazy defense this year. There was a couple of them, man. Even having Christian Gonzalez as a top 10 coming into this year wouldn't be crazy. If a lot of people haven't seen Christian Gonzalez play in college, that wouldn't be a high stretch. He wouldn't be a high stretch for that. But I think this top 10 is solid. I know a lot of people are going to get mad because some of their guys weren't there, like Marcos's guys from Kansas City.
Yeah.
So
I mean, look, Marcos, the Chiefs cornerbacks, they were rookies last year. You know what, dude? They balled. They did really well last year. But you're right. I wouldn't put them as this all glory guys.
No, they're not.
The one thing we do mention a lot is that while yes, they did win the Super Bowl, fucking Jalen Hurts went off. That's one thing I think a lot of us, except for Marco, agrees with, that he was the better quarterback that game, and he just went out putting dimes in the perfect spot. So. And that's on guys, that's the Chiefs corners now. Obviously, they did their part enough. So that's where you got to give them credit. But other than that, hey, Alex, that was a fucking good list, man.
So I had to look it up. It was against Jacksonville.
Okay.
When he rode what's-his-face out of bounds and, like, tippy-toed. Oh, it was beautiful.
This one I can't wait for the next season.
Yeah.
Bro, I can't wait till we start doing, like, fucking the fantasy draft and all this shit. Like, it's going to be a fun season. So, all right, Alex, that was a great list, man.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I mean, solid list.
Very clean. So, guys, debate how you feel about that list. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Tell Alex how you feel. I mean, like I said, Alex, I put your top 10 quarterbacks today, and there are some people like, oh, Goff shouldn't be there, or God deserves it, but not Trevor Lawrence. Like I was like, ooh. So, when I put this, yeah. Go look at the comments, Trey. Go definitely debate it, guys.
Is that on the short?
TikTok.
Okay.
That was a really good list by Alex. It's like a defense is kind of, it seems like Alex's specialty. Kind of going to my list in a second. I played offense in high school, right? And I follow offensive players more. Of course, like Palomalu, I know the big name defensive players, but I don't follow them that closely, like that list, right? Like that's just not my area of expertise or interest. So that was a real good list and a lot of good analysis by Alex.
That's kind of why I wanted Alex to do the series, because obviously we always give a lot of love to the offensive players, right? They put up the points, they put up all this shit, these spectacular moves. But the guys that get neglected are the defensive guys, the ones that are able to shut them down or able to come up with the big spots. And Alex has always been a guy that really loves defense. And it was something like last year, like when we were doing this top 10 rankings for the wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks, he was like, are we doing anything for defense? And I was like, didn't plan on it, and at the time it was like real close to like season coming up, so I was like, I don't want like if we add it, it's gonna be like so late. So right now, since we were doing the quarterback so early, I'm like, dude, in between weeks, because I know Marco might not make it because of work or whatever, I'm like, we can put in Alex's defense, because then he could really detail the guys that come out that are really good, really talented, that we don't expect, and he gets to give them love, and we get to get some education. So I think that it works out for everybody all in this situation. So great shit, Alex. I can't wait for your next one. In 2 weeks, we have, was it safeties, I believe?
I think it was it DTs? I thought it was DTs.
I might have moved it around, but I'll double check while I introduce the next segment, guys. So coming up now, we have Jeff, Mr. Hater James himself, to come out with his top 10 overrated NFL players for the 2023 season. And guys, I know me and Jeff debate a lot. We have a lot of fun with this shit. We debate on here, we debate on the thread. Fucking all
I
good
wish
fun.
sometimes we could post our thread, because sometimes our best debates are on that fucking thing.
Oh yeah,
it's the best.
It really goes.
But that's why we do our podcast every Tuesday.
I really hope I see some Viking players in this.
Dog, I swear, if there's one person that I know Jeff is going to put on there, then I'm just going to lose my shit. I'm going to lose my shit.
By the way, Jeff, did you like that I used Josh Allen as the cover?
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like, and it's funny. I was going through this list last night, and I was like, man, this is a really hard list to come up with. Like, I don't know why. I guess with the NBA, I got so much love for the Spurs. It's easy to find people that hate, right?
Yeah.
But with the NFL, I have so much respect. I love I kind of like all the teams in the NFL. Of course, I grew up a Dallas fan. But as of late, I still watch all the games, right? Monday Night Football, whatever's on. I love football. And to say football players overrated is kind of hard for me, because I'm like, oh, that guy's hurt. Or, he's not in the right situation. And this list, it was hard to find 10 guys. I was like, I didn't enjoy making this list at all. I was like, yeah, I'll have some names in here.
You didn't enjoy it?
Yeah.
You bitch.
The moniker here, James.
Yeah, I don't know. It was hard to find 10 guys. I was struggling to find 2 guys. I was like, I don't know who to, I have so much love for all these players. It was hard to find these 10 guys. So I'll start my list at number 10, and he wouldn't be on my list, but last week we had a lot of fun with it. So of course, number 10 off the bat, just to show y'all some love, Josh Allen.
I knew
the fact that y'all got that mad that he was 8 over 4, I was like blown back. I was like, I didn't know Josh Allen was loved this much. But I think he's a solid player. But I don't know if y'all saw today. They were saying that Stephon Diggs didn't show up to minicamp. And I think that's what I was saying about last year. The way that season ended against, I looked it up against Jackson. Was it Jacksonville?
Or James? Damn it.
I forgot who it was. They just didn't look happy at the end of that season. They started off hot. And they fell apart.
That's what, 2 seasons in a row that they should have gone all the way, and they lose in a big game. I'd be pissed too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I didn't think Stephon Diggs was happy when they showed, that 1 year he watched them
He
celebrate
stayed,
in front
yeah.
of him.
He stayed on
And
the field.
that was a good game. Like after that KC game, right? That back and forth overtime game that like KC pulled out of their butt. That was insane. And you thought,
Still
okay, yeah,
crazy.
they almost got robbed that game.
But Diggs
right?
wasn't
Like,
mad at Josh that game. He was mad at the defense.
No, but
because they gave
I'm
up.
just, like we're saying in general, like to be pissed off then at the situation and then pissed off now. Like sometimes it's the last straw, especially with these guys nowadays, bro. They can homie hop like crazy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, so to correct the report, because I know Trey said he didn't hear about it or anything. He was there yesterday and today this morning, but he left before practice. So the big thing that made people like question what's going on was when they're interviewing Sean McDermott, and he says he's very concerned that Diggs didn't come to practice, essentially.
Wow.
But he did meet with the GMs and stuff like that. It's impossible for him to get traded or anything like that. But I think he obviously is trying to voice also his concerns. It's like, dude, like, I'm here, I'm doing my best.
Turmoil, though, bro, like that can cause shit in the locker room.
Yeah, like you better be getting D-Hop or something to help me out because Dave Davis' ass, stuff like that. Like we don't know, but like that's
what it is, right? Like maybe I need a little bit of help.
Yeah, because obviously
They did
Stephon
draft
Diggs is getting older.
tight end in the first round, like morons.
Well, that was
so many fucking receivers on
they
the
traded up for a tight end. Remember that? They traded up for a tight end.
Morons. So many fucking good receivers on the list, and they good.
All right, Jay. I'm not Jay. Damn it, Jeff.
So this goes hand in hand with the last one, and I think it's because I had him on fantasy. But Gabriel Davis, man, he's a home run hitter. And other than that, he's not a good route runner, right? He's not a good route runner. He just, he fell off the map last year. After that, I think it was that same KC game where he had like 3 touchdowns, right? In the playoffs, that one game. I think it was against KC. He had 3 touchdowns, and everybody thought this year was going to be his breakout season. And he had a couple of good games, but for them to, I don't know what it was, right? Was it Josh Allen? Was it the route running? Like who was it, right? But something was going on like with that offense, and I got to give Gabriel Davis some of the blame.
If you have all Bills players, I'm gonna be pissed.
I don't know, man. I kind of like what he's doing right now. Like
honestly, okay. And I know you mentioned the Josh Allen was a joke. I'm not terribly offended on the Gabe Davis.
No. Gabe Davis. So number 8.
Wait. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, we have something here. So James said, "Who's number 9?" So okay, you said it, and now Thanos Heisenberg says that KC game tricked everybody and fantasy the following year.
Yeah, he's not wrong. He was right. First off, I love the name and the fucking picture. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Thanos Heisenberg.
Yeah, that's a badass. I like that.
You are completely correct. That game tricked everybody to thinking, "Holy shit, I'm gonna draft all the Bills players."
I think with that, I mean, people just believe that he was like automatically like top 20 wide receiver.
For
like,
sure.
dude, he wasn't that before. Like one game does not define anything.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And it
was just a stage and everything. And he was doing it so easily that game, But maybe that's why he was just wide open.
Yeah.
I never really felt high on Gabriel Davis, so I'm intrigued what other players are in here. And if one of the guys that I feel like is not in here, I feel like I could take out Gabriel Davis and put that guy.
It's not your list. Wait, calm your titties. All right, you got your own series. Calm down. All right, go with your number 8, bro.
All right, like I said, it was hard to come up with this list, but number 8, I had to go with where he's at right now in his career, little Juju Smith-Schuster.
Oh, I actually am okay with that.
Yeah.
I actually am okay with that.
Not my wide receiver 1.
I think he is so overrated.
And I think it's because I liked him. I picked him up his rookie year or his sophomore year. I can't remember his breakout year, and he was just going crazy with Big Ben, right? And since then, he's kind of been quiet. And then, of course, last year, even when I know he's been hurt and everything, and that affects everything. But when KC picked him up, and, he played decent, but he didn't have big numbers, right? He had a touchdown here or there, and, man, he's just falling. And then he was like a big free agency signing, right? Who picked him up? The Patriots? Yeah. And I was just like, I didn't know about that one. I guess winning the Super Bowl gave him a little bit more money,
And I think that's literally what it is, actually.
James said most accurate selection thus far.
Yeah, honestly, I agree wholeheartedly.
I mean, to be fair, and I think I'll say what Alex kind of went with last year. Like, this was his year to prove, like, hey, he's a true wide receiver 1. Like, you're gonna have the best quarterback on you. and you don't perform, and in the end, you just don't perform the best. Like obviously, he had a big impact in the playoffs. I would say like certain games, not all of them. Like I think the last two, and then obviously the big, where he gets the call right for a defensive holding. So like obviously he impacted his own way to win the title there, but I mean this just shows you guys that he's not the guy to lead you the way. Like obviously it was Antonio Brown that made him look great.
Yep.
So Juju, I mean, best of luck in New England, but you're
dog shit.
Yeah. I'd rather get a Juju jersey than Mac Jones, but that's because I've always liked Juju. Because I think the dude, like personal guy, other than the TikTok dancing and shit like that, I think he's like a really cool dude.
Nah.
For sure.
Nah.
Oh my god, you would love him. Shut
Nah.
up.
Nah.
You're gonna lose out Jerry Judy and get Juju.
Shut your fucking mouth.
All right, Jeff's number
Don't
7.
put that juju on me.
So these next ones is coming down, right? And I know I'm gonna get yelled at this one.
That joke.
Oh no!
Especially like that, man. That last list, I was like, I'm in trouble. This guy, he was unbelievable when he was young. Like I think that's why he still holds weight. I think he's still good in his position, but he's not what he used to be, right? He's not the all-around player he is or was, and it's Jalen Ramsey. He needs some help now, and it's just his age. Just like I said, when he was younger, locked down, he like back when he was at the Jags, right? Like unbelievable. But now, and that's what he is, like a veteran player. He's gonna play his spot, his safety spot, or like that cornerback spot, and just kind of like hold down his area. But like he doesn't burnt a lot. Like y'all said, he was on the floor. And as for being Jalen Ramsey, he gets burnt a lot, right? But it just comes of age in that position. It's nothing against him.
Who would have thought going into this episode that we'd have Jalen Ramsey in the top 10 cornerbacks and the top 10 overrated?
Hey, congratulations, Ramsey. You made it higher on Jeff's list than you made it on Alex's list.
That's why I had Jalen Ramsey dropping a lot, because a lot of people had him, I think, at top 3.
Oh, yeah. No, that's stupid.
Yeah.
So dumb.
But that's crazy. I would not have expected that. Okay.
Yeah, and I like the guy. I really do. But yeah,
and he definitely was a stud. Just I agree that he's fallen off.
I don't know if James really likes that.
What are the? I can't see those again.
Yeah, he's like the thinking face, like he's got the steamy nose and all that.
Yeah, the steamy nose.
How sweet.
Well, then James is gonna be mad at me for this next one.
Oh my god!
Because it's one of our own. It's one of our own.
I better not. He better not know.
It's him. No. So look, Dak Prescott did not make this list. I was gonna say that on the front end. Dak didn't make the list because
I was like,
I don't think he's overrated anymore. I think everybody knows what he is now.
What his worth is, yeah. Okay.
I've been Trey. I've been against Dak for many, many years. And I think he broke all of his lovers' hearts this last season, and I can't find a Dak supporter right now.
Is it him or Kellen Moore, man?
Did you put Kobe in here?
Who? Kobe.
Wade?
I was gonna put Wade in there. But like
that'd have been fun. At number 10, that'd have been fun.
He's so overrated. He made the football list, but so Dak didn't make the list just because I don't think he's. I think he's properly rated right now. But anyways. It's Mr. Trayvon Diggs. And I said it earlier. He's a ball hawk. He gets the picks. But besides that, he gets burnt.
Yeah,
and even in that San Francisco game, there was that one play, I think, where it's Kittle, right, that caught that ball. Like, man, Kittle bobbled it for like 5 seconds. And it was like Diggs was carrying contact. And I think he's
still bobbling it.
Yeah, exactly. And Diggs was right there, and it's like, what are you doing, boy? Hit him, do something. And it was like he was scared to tackle. I don't know what the hell he was doing. He was right there. And I guess I'm a little pissed off still from that play that gets him on this list.
Okay.
And then another fantasy hurt. We're gonna have to go with his brother, Stephon Diggs.
No!
Don't do it.
And that's 3 Bills players, Jeff.
I don't. Y'all maybe hate the Bills out of nowhere. I don't know what. Bro.
But
look,
I beat them like twice in the Super Bowl. Like, calm the fuck down, bro. Like, damn.
I like this player, but man, like I said, something was wrong with the Bills' offense last year with Gabe Davis, with Stephon Diggs, and Josh Allen. Who y'all putting the blame on? I don't know.
James said I'm drawn.
I did too.
Dog.
Okay.
I was actually semi-okay with your list until that one.
That blew my mind. But that's what I expected from him. That's what I expected.
That one is,
Jeff, what don't you like about Stephon Diggs' game?
No, I love his game. It's just there was just like I said, I think it's fantasy related. I had auto draft this year. I used to be in the oil field. I missed my draft, and I had him, and it was just right. He started off hot like that Bills team, and it's a lot because of the team. And then like if you see his stats, the end of that season last year, they're like he like for how high he went in fantasy and everything, he wasn't that great of a pick for fantasy. I'll tell you.
Your 5 through 10 is wild though. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no, dude, I disagree completely that he's overrated. But
no, that one is definitely.
That one's.
I remember Josh Allen was a joke. Everybody else, I'm actually okay with, but that one is.
But see,
wild.
even like I wouldn't even say Josh Allen's a joke. I think that that's fair because I was gonna say that's fair because people put him in so much praise. Remember last year, y'all ranked him number 1.
That's true. I mean, you have a point. Yeah.
So like he's falling because he was never that number 1 guy.
I mean, I feel you. I feel you on that.
So I mean, like I disagree where Jeff put him at 8 last week, but I also see why he can be overrated because he has yet to lead that team, that super team to the Super Bowl, whereas Joe Burrow did it with no fucking O-line.
Crazy. Continue.
Yeah, insane. This one's for Trey. This guy would have made my list. He was like Dak until Trey last week. I guess people still give him love. Russell Wilson is number 4. If anybody still believes in this man, he is overrated. And to give y'all an update, me and Trey settled the bet off of the podcast. We do have a bet going on. Russell Wilson, if he's on the PPF top 15, all our old bets are squashed, and our new bet is if. Or was it? What did we do?
PFF, right? Trey, after all the shit you gave me a few months
ago? That
was
him. He can't. Well, whatever.
Well, I didn't know what I asked him, are we going to do that or passing yards or what are we like? What's the metric we're going to do? And,
how about let Jose do a wheel?
A what?
A wheel. Or, you know what?
Well, because here's what you could do.
I still think he's going to be a top.
What's the argument? What's the argument about Russell Wilson?
That I think he's top 10 and Jeff said no.
Okay, so how about this? How about we do an average thing, right? Because obviously we, there's controversy with PFF and all this stuff like that. So why don't we do, depending if like he could do the full season, all that stuff. Hopefully he stays healthy and everything, right? What do we do like where he ranks in passing yards, completion percentage, because percentage is gonna be really tight knit, and then the touchdown interception ratio,
and then combine them,
and then those averages, if everything is like above 15 or above 16, because it's
like doing average. So if, like, for example, if he's like 10 in passing, but he's 22 in like touchdowns or something, obviously,
do QBR.
Yeah, we can do that.
So what categories then?
Well, I mean, like those I just mentioned. Your QBR, you want to rank them on QBR, Alex? Because that's really that's the one that really like defines all the stuff together.
All of it together. You want to do that, Jeff? You want to do QBR?
Yeah, I'm game. Yeah,
top 15 QBR.
But I think QBR will be a little bit easier for Russell to get like top 15 in that. So I'm saying like do all four of them, and then like average it.
Okay, we do that.
You know what that?
We'll do all
I'm cool. Average, that's cool.
I'll say write that down, bro.
Yeah, we didn't we didn't know what to go with, right? Usually passing yards is whatever.
That's why I said PPF, because that's literally what you did last year. Even though I don't agree with the bet.
PFF. Don't confuse them
whatever.
with us.
Whatever.
They're not Puro Pinche football. They're whatever football.
I'll say you got it written down then? You're good?
It's recorded, so I'll read that later.
There you go.
All right, cool. All right, so that was number 4.
I still agree with that one.
So now we're in Jeff's top 3. So I'm very intrigued now.
So far, the list has been wild. I ain't gonna lie. So.
Yeah. Well, this guy, I like him. I hope he proves me wrong. But man, he's been quiet. He's been a little hurt, and I don't even know where he's gonna be this year. I'm gonna have to go with DeAndre Hopkins.
No!
When he came back this past year, people were hanging on to him, hoping he was going to have it. And he had like a game or two But where has he been? I haven't seen him.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? He missed 6 games, or if you count for like he only played 11 games this season, still put up 700 yards. Did like half of that without fucking Kyler Murray because he had one fucking leg.
Murray.
Like, what are you talking about?
Colt McCoy. I don't know. Did he play that many games? 11? I thought he only played like 6.
He missed 6.
He missed it. I had that wrong. I thought he only played like 6. And I was
700 yards, bro. Like, the dude was balling before fucking Murray went down. They had to go to buttfuck nowhere.
Well, like I said, I hope wherever he goes, because he's not there no more, right? He's getting traded or something.
No, he's a free agent.
Yeah, I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he goes somewhere and tears it up. I just miss the old D-Hop. That's all I'm saying. I miss the amazing plays. Just throw it up there. He's up there somewhere, and he was there. I just miss all that.
Did you see what James said?
We're having taken an employee drug testing right now, Jeff.
Funny drug test, Jeff. Stat. You're wild.
Jeff, you're wild for that one, bro. Hell no.
This one,
to me,
it's funny because last year I put D-Hop, I think, in my like top 5 still. And Alex questioned me like, bro, he's missing games. Like, I don't think he's gonna be that high. I'm like, dude, trust. It's D-Hop. D-Hop went off still, bro. Like, even though, he didn't get 1,000 yards, but dude, like 11 games, 700.
Your last 3 are suck, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many touchdowns did he have with those 700 yards?
Like 6.
6.
Which is like, again, not bad. Like, this is without Kyler Murray for majority of it, dude.
Yeah, Colt McCoy.
Oh, even Cole went down. Cole went down. They had
that's right.
They were down to third
and that team was a mess. So like I said, it was impressive for that team. That was
himself, bro. That was D-Hop.
Okay, like we'll talk about it later. But
let's see where he goes and let's see what happens.
2 and 1s.
All right, you are gonna love number 1, but number two ain't gonna cause too much excitement. This guy kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. I think he's with the Giants now. I can't remember. But I'm gonna go with Darren Waller.
Okay.
I'm actually okay with that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Just because, he was just such a good tight end. He was just doing it, and he kind of just...
But if people still put him in the top 5 and stuff like that, then it's like...
I think injuries has to do with a big part, too. Because injuries really messed up his season.
Yeah. And like that was, like I said, I ain't lying. This list was hard to make. And Darren Waller, there had to be 10 guys on this list, and he was on.
You want to talk about a guy who disappointed me in fantasy like 2 years ago when I got him and I was like really high on him and he was not injured yet.
Even this last year, he didn't do shit.
Well, I was saying 2 years ago before became recurring. Like I was like very excited, and then he was complete ass. He didn't even make like the top 15 for the tight ends, and I was like, God damn it, you suck. I think I was like my worst like ranking too. I was like 4-12 or 4-13, whatever for the season. I was like pissed. But so I mean, that definitely for fantasy, I understand that one. All right, number 1, Jeff.
All right, number 1. Y'all are gonna hate me. I don't think you can find anybody in the world to say something negative about this guy. And technically, he doesn't qualify for the list because he's recently retired. But you just never know. He might come.
What? No! It doesn't count. He's playing right now. What the fuck are you doing?
The number 1 on my list is Tom Brady.
You son of a bitch! You fucking hating ass! You. Oh, if you had any more hair, I'd fucking just shave it off your head. You stupid. Oh, you fucking hate. It's done. It's over. It's players today. You asshole.
You never know. I know he gave his confirmation that he's retired. He might come back. He might. And
he has to be voted in. He has to be voted in by what, like 20 of the owners, because now he's a minority owner. He had to be voted in to play. He's not. Thank you, James. Veto him off the show. I cast my vote right now. Get him off the island of Puro Pinche Sports. I'm excited. Tom Brady is not number 1. I wouldn't even put him in my top 5 going into this year. Are you crazy?
This is the overrated for his legacy. Oh, go ahead, Alex, before I go.
I think Tom Brady's last couple years was overrated, but I think out of his whole career, I don't know.
What? What do you mean his last couple of years? What are you talking about?
For this shit.
Are you,
I mean,
what are you talking about? His Tampa years? You mean last year when he was asked and I agreed with
Or the year before when he won the Super Bowl?
But he didn't really. It was that defense was really cool.
My God!
Okay,
and see that's my opinion. Is that, but that for his whole career is that
No,
right?
I don't think about his whole career, but like having him like maybe at 10 for like the last couple of years of his career, yes.
What are you talking about, bro? Literally in what was it, 2021? He had his most passing yards ever, and then fucking bro, he almost makes a miraculous comeback against the Rams in the fucking playoffs before he initially retired. And last year, I agree, he was complete ass. The whole team was ass. We all agree about that. But that's the one, like that's the 1 year that I could knock on. Everything else, he was still motherfucking Tom Brady, bro. He took Tampa, the worst team in the league, to win the Super Bowl.
But
he still got to put up shit to be able to beat those teams like Aaron Rodgers, like Mahomes, like all these guys to still do it. Like it wasn't all defense, because if we remember the 2020 season, the defense was actually ass. They were mid. Remember, that's the reason why they started out like fucking 7-5 before going into the bye week, and then they picked it up and went off. Bro, yes, right now Tom Brady, if he was in the league today, I agree, he actually would earn the overrated list. He can't even play because they have to vote him in, because he's a minority owner of the Raiders now. Your list is invalid. Alex, you are fucking sus, bro. The man who deserves the number 1 spot, the man that should be in this fucking list is Kyler fucking Murray. For all the shit people in the world talk about that man, for all
but that's Jeff's point. That's just everybody
think,
puts him where he is, and it's not top 10 or anything like that.
I think Kyler Murray. I thought about Kyler Murray, and the thing is, it's kind of like Dak. Like who still believes in Kyler Murray?
But you don't believe he's top 10, but a lot of people still do.
Do people still have him in the top 10
or top 15 like that? Like Alex still has.
They do. They are pretty special.
Yeah, I had him at 14 last week. So
what about? Do you guys think Justin Jefferson's over like?
See, he's mad because there's no Vikings players in this fucking shit. You wanted Kirk. You wanted all this shit. You know what? Thanos, you're right. Aaron fucking Rodgers is overrated. I fucking been saying it. Overrated. He fucking talk about a guy who fell off a cliff last year, and now because he's with the Jets, we're gonna fucking put him high as hell. Hell no, he's overrated. Replace your fucking list of Tom Brady at number 1. Put Aaron Rodgers. That's the old man who should be in this overrated list. Not Tom Brady retired.
I don't know about that Thanos.
What do you guys like about Justin Jefferson so much?
What? Why do you hate him? Why do you hate him so much? Why do you hate him so much?
Because a lot of people put him in a pedestal too. He's not. He's
not my number 1.
Dude, Jamar Chase is a fucking way better receiver than him. Way fucking better receiver.
I'm not denying that, but you cannot tell me Jay Jettas is not a cold ass receiver.
He's in the fucking top 10 of not fucking overrated players.
So is Kirk Cousins. Y'all are fucking wild.
You know what? No. You know who deserves to be overrated? Justin fucking Herbert.
He doesn't get paid. He doesn't get paid. He doesn't get paid like Kirk Cousins. He doesn't get paid like Kirk Cousins.
Jose, that is exactly why I sent that picture to the thread today. Because so many people talk about Justin Herbert and this and the other. Compare him to Kirk Cousins, he ain't shit. And y'all gave me shit because I had Kirk in my top 10 last year. And look at his fucking numbers, you prickheads. So fuck y'all.
But I'm telling you, have I not been the guy the last few years that say fucking Herbert has been overrated as fuck. And his numbers are, and thank you for that. Because I sent it to Jen. I was like, look what Trey said. This is exactly who he is. He's Kirk with long hair. He's Becky with the good hair. That's who the fuck he is. That's who the fuck Herbert is.
He with the good hair.
How do you compare both of their games? Like, it's ridiculous. Their interceptions is so crazy because a lot of the fucking picks of Justin Herbert's picks are all off his fucking receivers.
So it's Kirk. Look at what are you talking about?
No, it is.
You're talking like you're acting like Marco. He hands the other team the ball. He gracefully Ryan Tannehill's them all the way to the fucking shit. Herbert's also reckless too at times. That's why the coaches had him reel him in because his second year, he was really high on interception because he was making lousy ass throws.
Fucking monster. This is gonna be This is going to be
Kirk Cousins is not reckless. Kirk Cousins is not reckless. He's just fucking dumb.
You see what you've done to us? You're tearing us apart.
Adam says take away Mahomes' number 1 receiver and replace him with Juju, and he still does well and wins
exactly.
Super Bowl. Yes, But you don't do that with Rodgers because you take away his guys, and then he's like, "Oh, I don't want to show up to minicamp. I don't want to show up to OTAs. I don't even want to work with all my guys and all this shit. Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs. I don't want to do all this shit. Fucking Herbert. No, fuck you. He's a rookie. Fuck you. You know what? Herbert deserves to be here. Rodgers deserves to be here. All the guys you love, Alex, they deserve to be on this list.
Zeke is another overrated player.
Is it because
Zeke doesn't belong here no more.
I can see that 2 years ago, but
his
this
legs are
year,
in Cabo.
yeah, I think everybody knows the story on Zeke now.
He said lol. Dog.
But I think that has a lot to do with it, right? Like I was a big Rodgers fan.
You're really gonna make me put an edit where Tom Brady is number 1 overrated?
Hell yeah,
ass, bro.
I love that.
You're fucking ass.
Puro
That's
Pinche
so
Sports
crazy. He's not even playing. He can't legally play. God damn, I hate
y'all are fucking wild, dude. Holy cow.
That's so funny, bro. Yes, I know, Alex. The fucking half of the Vikings would be on this list for you. I get that shit.
No, but I don't understand how, Alex. How do you not?
Honestly, who's fucking praising Kirk at the top 10 spot or anything like that besides James last week? Like we're saying, who named
I did
them?
last year.
Last year. Who named them? Because I think he's like top 14, top 15, rightfully. You say he's 23, bro. Let's stop the cap, bro. Like, come on, he's still an offensive threat. Regardless, I'm not saying he's gonna win the Super Bowl, but goddamn, like he's putting up better numbers right now.
You might as well put
Kyler
this number right
Murray,
next
and
to
you
him.
love him.
Kyler Murray's a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins.
He didn't play the season.
He's a better Call of Duty player, not a fucking better quarterback.
What are you talking about, bro? You talking about fucking little midget man?
Bro, he can fucking play football. I don't know what you guys talking about.
I know. So you want to know why for me Herbert is overrated? Because I'm still waiting for him to show up. Everyone puts him in the top 5. Yes, he has arm strength. Yes, he has a pretty throw, bro. But when I need you to fucking, grind your teeth and fucking nut up and fucking make a play and fucking win the fucking game, he doesn't do that. We saw that 2 years ago against the Raiders in week 18, and he couldn't fucking do it. He waited until like the last fucking 2 minutes where he was throwing into the fucking outside and timeouts and all this shit to do something. And then last year, his defense gets him 5 turnovers. And what is he able to capitalize? They get a big lead, but then he doesn't do shit in the second half. Herbert for me is overrated because he doesn't do the things that requires you to be a champion. And they're putting him at top 5. That's too high for me.
I'm sorry about Jose. I apologize.
I'm not yelling at him. I apologize. I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at Alex and all these guys who Herbert super high for no fucking reason. Tom Brady should not be on this list. Aaron Rodgers should. Tyler Murray deserves to be on this list.
Alex. Okay, so Alex.
And Justin Jefferson.
Hold on. Alex, legit question. And I'm gonna use the Vikings just because of the talent around, essentially, because the Cardinals don't have anybody anymore. You would rather have Kyler Murray in the Vikings than Kirk Cousins?
Yes, I would. Yes, you're crazy if you think you pick Kirk Cousins on that Vikings team over Kyler Murray on that Vikings team.
What has Kyler Murray done to prove it? I'm not saying Kirk's won you the fucking Super Bowl, but stats-wise?
Herbert, Daniels, Herbert, because they put him in top 5. Dak is barely cracking top 10 for most people.
Oh, Kyler Murray could extend plays, unlike Kyler Murray. And I'm pretty sure if Kyler Murray was in that game, he doesn't throw it fucking 6 yards underneath the first down.
Okay, so Kyler Murray has
he runs back 20 and then only gains 5.
That's what I was just about to say. Kyler Murray has the ability to extend plays. He's done it a couple times. Yeah, like that one he scrambled, and then threw a bomb. Sure, cool. That's far and few between, in my opinion. Okay, how many times has he scrambled, and then slid down because he didn't want to get hit, or gets tackled behind the line, or runs out of bounds? How many times has that happened compared?
Yeah, but he's a quarterback. You want him to get hit. He's not
Josh Allen. I'm not saying that. No. I'm not saying get hit. I'm just saying he extends the play. He runs 15 yards backwards to go 5 yards forward. Why?
Because have you seen their offensive line? They're one of the worst.
So was Joe Burrow. He went up to the Super Bowl. He could have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
And he's not a good quarterback.
The Cincinnati Bengals' freaking weapons is nothing compared to what the Arizona Cardinals had.
Dog, the
Dude,
Arizona Cardinals had one of the greatest receivers.
Dude,
You're talking about AJ Green, their number 2 receiver?
No, he's talking about DeAndre Hopkins. He's on.
One guy.
At one point, didn't they have Larry Fitz with him too? And Larry Fitz,
that's still one more guy than Lamar Jackson, and we all agree that he's for most of us, we mostly agree he's in the top 10.
I said it this year. Thank you.
Yeah, finally, it took you fucking a lot of criticism.
I still stand by my prediction last year.
You said weapons. You said because of weapons. That's not a legit fucking reason for who he is.
He didn't do shit.
And if you wanted to keep the same energy, you would have said Patrick Mahomes is not number 2 last year.
I could have gone to the Ravens last year and probably done the same stats. Okay?
Fuck no, you couldn't.
All I'm
Shut
saying
your
is,
whore mouth.
in a world, I would take Kirk Cousins over Kyler Murray. I'm sorry. Any day. Any day. Kyler Murray is trash. End of story. Trash.
I'm just saying, if we're gonna critique Kirk for his mistakes, then we can definitely put Kyler Murray up there with him.
Terrible.
The man got a big freaking extension, and then decided, well, I'm gonna publicly put my fucking contract details out there and say how they fucking don't think I've watched film and bitch about it, so I need them to public to fucking scrutinize them and take it off. And then fucking what's he do? Then he goes and plays Call of Duty 2 times fucking XP and all this shit instead of focusing on the fucking game. Like, that's why for me he's overrated, because I think like he has the talent. Don't get me wrong. I disagree.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
I disagree that I would take Kirk on a day over Kyler. But I would say if Kyler doesn't fucking want to mature up and fucking actually play ball,
that's my point. I'm not talking about just athletic ability. Yeah, of course, I'd take.
Thanos says Cousins might not even be a starter next season. Taking Cousins over Murray today would be a huge mistake. And that's what I'm saying. Like, talent-wise, I agree, but mentally, that's where I disagree. The mental aspects is where I disagree.
I'm sorry. Kyler is trash.
So that's
you just started, Jeff. I hate you.
It's funny. Jeff's learned from Tom Brady, and then we were fucking yelling Aaron Rodgers, Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins.
Spewing hate everywhere.
Well, Alex wanted those 2 Viking players on there because that's his 1 and 2. And then you put in Tom Brady like a fucking loco who's not even playing this season.
That was a bold move.
I have to play devil's advocate.
That was pretty funny. I'll give you that one. That was good.
I took my shot.
That was good.
Chris Edwards-Helaire?
Clyde.
Who had? Well, other than Marco, who has them high?
Trey was giving us stuff because we had him like the worst fucking starting running back.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I failed on that one.
Yeah, he failed.
I'll take that.
I'll
take that.
And then
the reason I thought he was going to do good is because they lost their biggest threat, and I thought he was actually going to step in and do something, and he totally did not. I will admit that wholeheartedly.
That first round pick that was selected by Patrick Mahomes got beat out by a 7th round pick.
Good God, he went off. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Marco was telling us too, like how do you guys not think that he's one of the best running backs? I'm like, bro, if you're watching,
watch him play.
Clyde,
yeah,
you talking about Clyde or Pacheco?
No, Clyde. I think people that just do fantasy might think he's like one of the best running backs, but bro, if you watch the game, he's one of the worst running backs in the league. Anybody can.
I only put him high because of what I thought his potential was, being that they lost their biggest target.
Hold on, real quick. I want to respond to Thanos on this one. I'll read it out real quick. This is, I think it's hilarious that people trash Murray for playing a video game. I'm sure the people trashing him play video games and do other pointless things and waste time as well. They're hypocrites, expecting someone to do not do anything, but their job is just stupid. No, I'm not thinking it's terrible that he plays video games. I'm sad that he puts a lot of priority to it. Where you got teammates and coaches and everybody saying he doesn't watch film.
Like
those are the people that are putting that information out there. I wouldn't have known that if the teammates, the coaches, and all them are putting that out there. That
he put it in a legit contract.
Like that tells you, like, dude.
I've never once heard of a player saying, "Hey, you can't play video games." in a contract.
You can play video games all you want. There's definitely a lot of athletes out there that go out there and play video games and still ball out on a daily basis.
I'd rather. Go ahead. No, I'd rather have a fucking player play video games than try to be something he's not and have to show guns off and go to the club.
Obviously that's definitely a lot better. We don't want him to be like fucking jaw fake as Morant, but still but to be honest, like to be fair, like this guy we're gonna be paying how much millions he's getting, like 160 mil, 40 million a year. And
again, hasn't really proved
he doesn't study the playbook enough or watch film enough to really like. He's only in there for like 5 minutes and he dips or whatever. Like that's all I'm saying, bro. Like you're this talented and you're wasting all that potential. I'm just like, come on, bro. Like let's put in a little more effort for like the talent that you have. Because a lot of people
don't respect him.
Because that's why dude, you have so much talent. A lot of us wish we had that. A lot of us wish we could be drafted by the MLB and the NFL. And to have that all-star potential. You have that. Like, just play in, because imagine what he could have done with Hollywood, DeAndre Hopkins, a healthy James Conner, fucking J.J. Watt on the other side with Chandler Jones and all this shit. Like, that Cardinals team, low-key, had real potential. And because of his characteristics of who he is, how he treats the game, players want to leave. And that's not that's not the best thing for you. So that's why,
especially from your quarterback who's supposed to be your
MVP.
I think I could like.
That's why I don't respect him.
Like whenever I was in school too, I mean, our quarterback didn't really fucking care about watching film, and he was one of the best players we had on our team, bro.
Exactly. How frustrating is that, though, dude?
It was frustrating because football wasn't even his best sport. It was baseball, so he wasn't putting a lot of effort.
Yep.
So like, we would be in there watching film and breking down everything, and our freaking.
And that's all I'm saying, Alex.
Imagine that, though, Alex. That's high school. These dudes are professionally paid for this shit, and you can't take it serious. And you're a grown ass man. High school, you're still kind of immature, whatever.
Remember the saying, guys. This, like, in the end, these guys are getting paid millions to play a kid's game.
Exactly. Like, so that's why I will never respect Kyler Murray over somebody like Kirk Cousins. Yeah, Kirk may not be the best, but he does work at his sport. He does. End of story. Kyler is garbage.
You want to be honest? Like, we could say Kyler Murray, if he put in the work, like to
he could be
top 5. He could, or top 7. He could be up there. He could be a more advanced.
But he never will. He never will. He's too immature.
Like, dude, imagine like the potential, what this guy had.
That's why I will not respect.
It doesn't matter that it plays video games. A lot of people play video games.
Fuck yeah.
It's the fact that he puts. It feels like he puts more priority. His teammates, coaches, people, and other than his yes men, all feel he puts that more attentive than he does the actual field, and that's what sucks, Thanos. That's why I have this resentment for him.
Yep. Same.
Yeah, that he seems underprepared when it comes to
100%. 100%.
Because his talent's there.
And then again,
no one questions the talent.
All the other shit, like the scrambling. Again, sometimes it is dumb luck, right? Sometimes in certain areas you chunk it up and it's dumb luck that somebody catches the fucking ball.
The man went back 30 yards, ran probably 100 yards, going back and forth and shit, and just to run in a 5-yard touchdown. That's fucking that's how good he fucking could be.
That's what I'm saying.
But like, yo, if you were not always in your head about other things, But again, that's the only reason. But other than that, that was obviously gaming system. Like, hello, like we all fucking love to waste our time and do shit.
Yeah,
but we're also gonna put in our fucking work.
Catch me in 2K, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, they have a long off season to play games. It must be hard to not play during the season.
And again, bro, I get it, right? Like you come home Sunday. Let's say you play a Sunday afternoon game. You're probably exhausted. Obviously, you don't really want to go out because it's Sunday. You're fucking tired. Fuck yeah, relax by playing.
Most of these players travel with game consoles.
That's my way. I come home, I chill for a little bit, play with my son. He goes to bed, I hang out, and then I play video games. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But I get my shit done at work first. That's the biggest thing.
At work, at home, all my shit, then come home 2-3 hours on this shit, off to bed.
Yep.
Simple as that. I mean, that's after all the work is done.
And I don't get paid millions, because if I did,
40 million, baby, yeah.
I'd be the best fucking worker I could be. Gosh damn it.
It's one more. Is Justin Fields overrated?
According to Marco, yes, but not to us.
I don't think he's overrated. I think he still has a lot of potential. He's had a rough start.
He's fairly rated.
So I think he actually can.
Underrated.
Honestly, I'm praying this year he actually does really well and proves a lot of people wrong.
It's gonna take a couple of years for them to turn it around.
I agree, but I think he could start this year with the talent that they're kind of trying to get around him.
Yeah,
like to be respectful for like what Justin Fields is like. Y'all know if y'all watch the episodes where we were like the teams were getting ready to draft him, or y'all knew how I feel like I wanted the Pats to get him. Obviously, the Bears traded up to get him and snatched that one. Great fucking thing for them. But like that organization was in such a shithole, like because of what the management did to them.
Yeah,
that it's gonna take a while, like he said, to go back up. So. Yeah, like, I know Marco wants to tease Alex about like how shitty. Oh, you drafted Mitchell Trubisky. Like, dude, that has nothing to do with right now.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, we drafted like Brock Osweiler and shit like that.
Like, bro, like if Alex, the next time Marco's on, if you want to say something, just tell him like, oh yeah, well, Marco, Patrick Mahomes put in the word for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. How did that go?
Yeah.
So just fucking just.
Hey, so would you take Kirk? I mean Kirk Chingo. Would you take Justin Fields or Kyler Murray?
Oh, Justin Fields by a long shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the difference in between those two?
Well, I think Justin Fields has a higher ceiling than Kyler Murray.
Exactly. That's my point. That's why I would never respect Kyler. Honestly, that's why I would choose Kirk over Kyler. Because I know Kirk's probably hit his ceiling and he'll never do better than what he does, but he still puts up good numbers compared to what Kyler can.
Right now, I don't know how he'll be in a few years, but right now it feels like Justin Fields is putting the work to be a better quarterback, a passing quarterback, not just be labeled a running quarterback.
Again, we talked about it on one of those episodes. Look at some of the throws he's made this past year. Some of those throws were fucking dimes, bro.
Now, like Alex said, his receivers sucked where they had no separation.
100%. I'm not gonna lie that.
But I will still always remember the criticism where he had that 5-yard dink that he could have thrown his tight end Cole Kmet and he fucking overthrew it by like 10 yards. So that's my only thing. That's the only pass that I'm really like, come on, bro, you're better than that. That was an easy touch. He fucking overthrew it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, his arm isn't his strength, but he's just so fast.
But he's developing, right? Like Lamar was the same way. His arm wasn't his best, and now all you hear about in camp is like, bro, he's more accurate. Even the last few years, yes, he's been getting hurt in the pocket, but he's been developing as a passer, as a pocket passer, and that's big because the more you develop after already having the other thing, the better your team will be, the better you will be. So I'm really excited for this season. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I can't wait.
I'm so excited for this.
All right, so that's all we got for this episode. I think we went. Thank you, Jeff, for raising our blood pressure.
I hate you, Jeff.
My God,
no problem.
I could have enjoyed my burrito 20 minutes.
But just remember, Jeff. Fuck you for putting Tom Brady there.
That was so funny, bro.
Just skate Bayless on the number one, and have Tom Brady's face on it because on Skip.
Oh, I don't want Tom Brady's face on that wrinkly ass neck. Oh, fuck no.
Well, isn't he like his number one fan?
Now Tom Brady don't even like him. All right.
Yeah, go on.
All right, so next week, guys, the series continues for the NFL rankings. We're going to be doing everyone's RB1s only. So we have we will have a list for RB1s. Huh?
Nothing.
We'll have a list next week for RB1s. So y'all know, and James, if you're still watching, I want the list.
Their crazy outtakes.
I want the list by Sunday. By Sunday. So I have prep time so I can make the slides.
Okay. I think I can make it on the drive tomorrow, maybe.
Okay, so you have plenty of time, James. You're not sick to where you can't do it. Like in a 5-minute window, because that's all he was saying last week when I rewatched the episode. It's like, guys, America, I only had 5 minutes. So next week, RB1s. If y'all need me to send you a list of the current depth chart of RB1s, I will gladly do so. Thanos, you're right. Gosh, James. Gosh.
That's funny.
Danos, thank you for being in the comments. James, thank you for being in the comments. Really appreciate y'all interacting with us. A lot of fun.
It does make it that much more fun.
It does, especially when someone like Jeff comes with his crazy takes, or Alex comes with his crazy takes. Trey, we didn't have to work for this, and yet somehow we got stressed out.
Still, I'm fucking stressed.
Your favorite guy right now made Alex's top 10, and then my favorite guy somehow made it to Jeff's, and he's not even fucking playing.
I still can't believe that we had 2 in the top 10 of both categories.
That's crazy.
That was a coincidence.
I can't wait for 2 weeks from now when we have Alex's top 10 linebackers list. That's the next one, Alex. Top 10 linebackers. Yeah. And James's top 10 underrated list. So that's in 2 weeks.
That's a good one.
But next week will be RB1's rankings. So we'll have a lot of fun there. Any final words, guys, before we close out?
No, it turned out to be a pretty good podcast. That was fun.
Good shit, guys. Good shit.
Wild, but fun.
Well, follow Trigger Trey Parker. Follow Hater James, a.k.a. Jeff. Follow Can't Find My Cell Phone Service, Alex. We are Puro Pinche Sports. We are out.
Good night, everybody.
Later, man.
Later, Star.